moin and welcome to Ralfs Foto-Bude. Some weeks ago Canon pronounced the follower of the Canon 650D. In Europe it's called the 700D. In the United States it's the Rebel T5i. So this is a follow-up of the 650D. So there are only some minor changes in the camera. I show you some of the most important things. So this is the package. You have the manual of the 700D. You have a CD, and then here we have the camera and the accessories. So let's start with the accessories. We have the belt. Then we have the USB cable, well, not a belt, it's a strap holder. Then we have the battery. I need this a little later, so it's a battery. Then we have a cable for the battery charger. The battery charger is down there. Here's the battery charger. And here we have the lens. It comes, the kit comes with the 18 to 55 millimeters STM lens. So that's the new STM lens. It's good for movies because the autofocus works a little bit smoother than with a normal 18 to 50 millimeter lens, but it's a little bit longer. The old kit lens 18 to 55 millimeter is a little bit shorter like this, so the new one is a little bit longer. And now here comes the camera. So this is the 700D or Rebel T5i. Yeah, this is the body. There are only a few differences between the old one, the 650D. I show you later on. So let's have a first look of the camera. We have the control monitor. It's still turnable and it's still a touchscreen. I'll show you later how this will work. Okay, open up like this. You have the program dial on top of the camera. There's a little change. I'll show you how this will work, because the new program dial you can turn endless. The old one had a stop point at the beginning and at the end, so you have, if you want to go from the one end to the other end, it takes a long time because you have to turn all the way up. So the new dial is endless. You can change very fast between the different programs. You have the ISO button on top, on-off switch. You have the video mode. On the back side you have the four-wheel, the four-way buttons, the Q button, the exposure correction, replay button, trash button, and you have the live view to start and the video. Info and menu you have here, and we have the magnification buttons there. So let's put the battery inside of the camera. Yeah, here we have the place to put the battery in. Comes in like this, or just let me see. Yes, it goes in like this. Here we are, and then turn the camera on. And here we go. We have the touch screen. You see there's the Q button. You can press the Q button and then you are in the touch screen menu. You can change the settings, the different settings, just by pressing the button, and then you're in the different settings. You can just change the settings also by pressing the point you want to change. So that's very easy. I like the touchscreen of the 650D and I like the touchscreen too of the 700D. They are both the same. They work in the same manner. So that's very nice and that's very easy to work with. I show you how it works with the focus, touch focusing. Here we have the Aps-C sensor, still 18 megapixel. It might be exactly the same of the 650D, so they didn't do any changes in the system. So the picture quality might be the same, autofocus system might be the same. So I will check later in the test, but it looks like that everything is the same between the 650D and the 700D. So let's have a look at the side things here. We have the microphone and the remote control. Then we have the USB and HDMI output. And on the other side, we have the card slot for the SD cards. Yeah, so that's the most important things. You have the flash again with the button here on the side to pop up the flash. You have the flash shoe for the external. You have the stereo microphone here on top of the camera. Yeah, so these are the main things. That are absolutely similar to the 650D. So this is the 650D. You see the body size is exactly the same. The grip is the same. They might have a little bit, if you go have a little closer look to the surface of the camera, it might be a little bit another surface, but I'm not quite sure because this one is used. That's my working camera, so this one is used. So I'm not quite sure if there's really a difference. Let's see on this side here. If you have a close look to this and to this, I'm not quite sure if it's not the same material of the 650 and 700D. So the difference on top, you see what I said before, this is the dial of the 650D, so it had a stop point at the M, and if you turn it on this way, it had a stop point at the, I think it's a program or sunset program, so you couldn't turn it endless. And if you go to the 700D, like I said before, you can turn it endless. You have almost the same programs on top of the camera. It's a little bit different. You have also the CI, you have the A+, and you have a portrait, landscape, macro, sport. So it's not a big difference between this one. You have also the CA, you have the A+, green, you have program, TV, AV, and manual, you have the scene modes, and then you have sport, macro, landscape, and portrait. So there's not a big difference. One thing, you can see the different settings in the live view mode. So if you go to the live view mode, you will see the different settings of the picture modes directly on the screen, so not only if you take the picture, but you will see it just before. And that's one thing. I don't know if you need it really hard, but that's one point you can which they changed between the new model and the old one. So you see it works always the same, and that's what I told before, the touch focusing. If you press here, you have the autofocus point. You can set the autofocus point on a place you want to, like here down there. And if you want to use the shutter release, you see there's this says off, and if you turn it on, then you see the touch shutter is enabled, and if you press here, the camera will make a shot. Okay, there's no card in the camera, but you see it's very easy to make the autofocus and the touch shutter. It's very nice. If you take macro photos, it's very neat because you go to the flower, or you go to the thing you want to take a picture, and you can set the point where you set the focus. Very easy. You don't have to move it around with any of these buttons. You can just press the button and that's it. So that's very nice, very easy to handle. Let's go to the menus. Yeah, the menus are, let's go to the P, because in the scene mode there are not all the menus are visible. So if you go to the if you go to the menus, the menus are exactly the same than on the 650D, so there's absolutely no difference. You have the the shooting menus with the image quality, with different settings for the bracketing, ISO settings, live view mode. You have the replay settings, and you have the setup for the camera or language, video system, and so on and so on. So there's absolutely no difference between the 650D and the new 700D. So the main things is the different here, and in the live view mode, if you go to a scene mode or if you go to a special mode, you will see the result directly on the screen before you shoot. I mean, I don't know if you need it really. You can see it afterwards. You've taken the picture too. So if you have a 650D, I don't think it's worth to go up to the 700D. But if you are in a camera class like 400D, 550 or so, you should think about going up to the 700D, because it's a real nice camera. It's really fast. You can take movies with the camera. It's also in full HD and 30p. Question: how long can you take videos? Up to 30 minutes. That's always the limit for a DSLR, or not every DSLR, but for the semi-professional DSLRs, and for the compact cameras it's up to 30 minutes or almost 30 minutes. Yeah, so this is the new 700D. I will see in my test if the picture quality is the same. I will see in my test if autofocus speed is the same, and I will see if there are some differences between the 650D, and so I can say if it's worth to step up or if it's not worth to step up and stay on the 650D. Canon brought another new model, the 100D. I hope it will come in the next days to the photo booth. It's a little bit smaller, it has a little bit different autofocus system than the 700D, so that might be an interesting camera for people who like a small DSLR. Canon says it's one of the smallest DSLR with the Aps-C sensor, so I want to see it, and I hope it will come in the next day to the photo booth. Yeah, so that's my short first review and unboxing video to the Canon 700D, or in the US you say Rebel T5i. Hope you enjoyed it, and it gives you a little bit of an idea what the new camera is. Come back on my YouTube channel, there are lots of other videos, and if the test is over I give you a longer video to the 700D with some tips and informations how to work with the 700D, and I will say something about the picture quality compared to the 650D, and maybe some other camera. So thanks for joining me on my YouTube channel, and till now I say moin moin.